Bakit nawalan talaga ng tiwala yung karamihan ng mga Pilipino is number one, ah, si Bongbong Marcos at yung kanyang mga cabinet secretaries noon-noon pa ay nagsasabi na pag ang ICC ay papasok dito ay hindi sila makipag-cooperate. Ilang ulit na yan sinabi ni Boying Rimulya, lahat na sila, even Bongbong Marcos, and even with the letter of Bongbong Marcos in December of 2023 to the Vice President herself na hindi makikialam ang administrasyon niya pag ang ICC ay papasok dito at kumbaga mag-implement nga no, ng mga arrest warrants. Pero anong ginawa nila?
Pero hindi po natin talagang maiiwasan yung mga main issues ng ating bayan ngayon, Sir Ibi. Tulad nga ng sabi mo, bukod isa sa mga possible na naging dahilan kung bakit nga bumagsak ang ratings ng Pangulo dahil una, after ng pagkaka-aresto kay dating Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte, hindi rin natin maiwasan yung mataas na presyo ng mga bilihin ngayon, mataas na unemployment rate, di ba? At maging yung krimen at saka yung panawagang magpa-hair follicle drug test, sa tingin mo ay yan din yung isa din sa mga naging dahilan, naging factor din kung bakit ganito yung naging resulta ng rating ng Pangulo?
Well, a big factor yan, no, Jade, no. But if you look at the events, no, leading into this survey about 6 months ago, maybe even a year ago, bakit nawalan talaga ng tiwala yung karamihan ng mga Pilipino is number one, si Bongbong Marcos at yung kanyang mga cabinet secretaries noon-noon pa ay nagsasabi na pag ang ICC ay papasok dito ay hindi sila makipag-cooperate. Ilang ulit na yan sinabi ni Boying Rimulya, lahat na sila, even Bongbong Marcos, and even with the letter of Bongbong Marcos in December of 2023 to the Vice President herself na hindi makikialam ang administrasyon niya pag ang ICC ay papasok dito at kumbaga mag-implement nga no, ng mga arrest warrants. Pero anong ginawa nila? And now it has already been established that the government of Bongbong Marcos actually cooperated, and in fact not just cooperated, but intentionally, deliberately, schemingly, without any ambiguity, ay tinurn over at pinakidnap. In fact, sila yung nagkidnap kay former President Duterte. Sino ngayon ang magtitiwala pa sa iyon yan? Na for the last year or so, yun ang sinasabi mo, pero ang nangyari, lalong-lalo na doon sa dalawang hearing ng Senate Foreign Relations Committee, headed by Senator Amy Marcos, na-expose talaga. And even one of the most respected retired Associate Supreme Court Justices, Adolf Ascuna, said that what they did to former President Rodrigo Duterte was extrajudicial rendition, and that there were violations made, no, on the rights, the constitutional rights of former President Duterte, and that those violations will have its consequences. So sino magtitiwala sa iyo ngayon yan? That's number one, and I think that's one reason. No? Pangalawa, yung naratibo nila na maganda ang takbo ng ekonomiya. Pero anong nangyayari? One of the real estate developers here, DMCI, has 100 billion pesos worth of unsold condominium inventories. The Metro Manila condominium market is now dealing with oversupply and less demand. The sweet spot of the inventory of real estate developers is between 24 to 26 months, meaning you have 24 to 26 months worth of inventory para maibenta mo lahat yan at makapagbayad ka sa iyong mga loans at makapag-start ka ulit ng ibang project mo. Now, it stands at 38 months. That's more than 3 years. 3 years bago nila maibenta lahat ng kanilang mga condominiums na ngayon ay gawa na. Yung mga condominiums na yan, pinupuhunan na yan ng mga loans ng mga developers. Nagbabayad sila ng interest, nagbabayad sila ng principals. Na ngayon, you are saying to me that the economy is doing good and all of this is just political noise. Early this year, the IMF, again, flagged the Land Bank of the Philippines, the Development Bank of the Philippines, again, to address the decline of their capital adequacy ratio because of the 75 billion remittance of both banks out from their capital balance sheets, no, sa kanilang capitalization, papunta doon sa Maharlika Investment Fund. Hanggang ngayon, wala pa ring konkretong ebidensya na kumikita na ang mamamayan na pera natin yan from the two state-owned banks. Sino ngayon ang magtitiwala sa gobyernong ito kung ganyan ang nangyayari? 'Di ba? Again, and then you have the crime rates, no, that is now hounding the business elites, especially our friends in the Filipino-Chinese business community. About a week ago, I saw an interview. I think Manong J. Sonsa was interviewing. I think it was MJ. I think, no, or si Admar ba yun? You were talking to Sergio Ortiz Luis, who was previously president of the Philippine Exporters Confederation. And I think now is the president of the Employers Confederations of the Confederation of the Philippines. Na worried na talaga ang business community, lalong-lalo na yung mga Chinese business community, because of the reported kidnappings of their colleagues, no? Nagpalabas nga 34 organizations yon ng manifesto, 'di ba? So ngayon yung resulta ng survey na yon, no? I think, no, ay nag-reflect na doon sa mga sinasabi ni Mr. Ortiz Luis, doon sa mga nangyayari sa ating ekonomiya, doon sa nangyayari, no, sa ICC, no, kay Pangulong Duterte, at yung tatlo na yon, at to put the final nail in the coffin, kumbaga, even after a year, kung nung umupo si Bongbong Marcos as president, lahat ng surveys, no, Admar and Jade, you can look it up. The top 3 or 4 concerns of the Filipino people is, number 1, inflation, the high cost of living. Number 2, low wages, mababa yung sahod. Ano yan sila magkadikit. Mababa yung sahod mo, mataas pa yung presyo ng bilihin, may problema ka talaga kasi kumakalam ang sikmura ng mga Pilipino. Pangatlo, job opportunities. Pang-apat, criminality. Pang-lima, corruption. Malayong-malayo yung foreign policy. Pero ano ngayon ang nangyayari? No? Billions and billions of ayuda has been released. In fact, the last 2 days, dito lang sa amin sa Liloan, ilang milyon ang naipalabas na ayuda ni Congressman Juke Frasco.